not late, if you guys were wondering. I'm fine. Hi. Wait. How do I do this again? I'm so. Wait, I can do it. You program a character from a parallel universe. I'm sure every time I'm doing this, it's gonna be quicker. I'm very certain about it. Very confident about it. Don't know if the music is too loud. It's too loud for me. It's annoying me. Ah! I'm a bit late. Hi, Shadow. You prefer shonen or Shadow? I usually just call you Shadow. Do I need to say? I don't have any kisses here. I'm sorry. There are none. Only Korean. If you say it in Korean, then I don't know how to kiss you either. But that's all I have to say. I am late to my delayed stream. I like Shadow. Okay, good. So originally the stream was planned for 7 p.m. and I realized that I have dance practice to 7 p.m. So basically all my streams tomorrow as well are delayed. And a friend of mine wanted to meet up very spontaneously, but I'm very upset about. So I'm gonna complain about it in here as well. I am upset, but I might cut down the curse stream tomorrow and start at 12 a.m. p.m. like midnight, whatever that is in my time. So everything is even later. I just realized you have 4 ears. Yes, I do. I have human and cat ears. They are all functional, if you were wondering. Do I have anything else to say? Yeah, the curse stream is postponed to Sunday. I'm gonna start Minecraft at midnight my time. I don't know what time that is for you. I have no idea. That's all I have planned now. I'm stressed. I mean, like I said, I finished practice at 7 p.m. Until then, I only spent time on making presentations to teach you guys Korean. I'm suffering. I'm okay. I'm fine. It is 10 p.m. Which one? Wait, is it 3 p.m? Midnight? Wait. I'm confused. You for the streams, like the midnight thingy, I'm confused. Time zones are confusing. Very confusing, constantly. Anyway, I have prepared. My mouse doesn't want to prepare it. Here, I have prepared another. Oh, you can see my mouse. I wanted to turn it on. I hope you see my mouse, because today the mouse is important. That's what time it is for me right now. 3:10. Because it's so it's 3 p.m. So tomorrow on like 5 p.m. 9. No. Wait, I'm dying. Wait, 6 p.m. for you. I would have my Minecraft stream. Right? Wait, it's 9 p.m. 3 hours. So 6 p.m. Yeah, here you go. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. for you. Minecraft stream. Okay. Anyway. Korean 101. Basic Korean sentences. Well, that's not completely correct, because we will stop with something that I wanted to do last week originally. But because I was preparing way too late, again, bit like back then as well, and now again, we don't talk about that. But I have more knowledge about Korean and Hangul for you now. Isn't that great? But first of all, the Hangul stroke order. What is more like a gimmick if you really want to be a pro at Korean? Basically, if you can write it, they will have no stroke order. Everyone will still be able to read what you're saying. But in theory, that's how you're supposed to do it. That Hangul history, what I wanted to talk about last time as well, but I didn't prepare it. You also have the source for all I know in the description if you want to read into it more, because I prepared it very quickly, okay? And we start with words for the lesson that is actually doing today. So in general, words that we will need for the lesson, or not really, because I'm cutting down half of the lesson, but just words so you have Korean vocabulary. Greeting words? So many words already. Why am I stopped? Okay, so basically how to say hello, like very basic vocabulary. And then we go into the actual basic Korean sentence at point 5. Sentence word order. It makes more sense when I explain it back in the future when that part is happening. Part 6 is Korean particles. N, and v, Don't mind my pronunciation. I'm learning just like you do. Okay. Then to be, 있다, and this and that, 이그저, and using this and that with 있다. Basically, that's all I'm gonna do today. Well prepared, because I have indeed finished this presentation today. Today I'm gonna do everything that I planned to do originally for today as well. Isn't that great? Yeah, I don't know how long this goes. I'll just end the stream when I'm done. The stroke order. I have this very pretty picture. I know it's beautiful. Very well cut. Bear with me. I hurry. I wanted to be home like similar on time. Okay, I'm just 10 minutes late. I think I did well. So you see the one. You see my mouse. Yes. You see. You start from here when you write the letter G. So you go over here and then down. So that's how you write it. Very simple. Same thing for the letter N. Go down, right. Still fine. Here, I have never done it like that. I mean, I did it ever since I knew about that. Hello, 02, whatever. My brain is dying. It's okay. So I personally have never written letters like that. Also, thank you for the good luck. Thanks. So basically, where's my mouse? I'm all ready. Okay, you go from the big with the letter D. You go from here, like from the one over here, and then you go down, right. So usually I would just go like this because that seemed natural to me. But or like if you want to do it right, you go tack, down. Same thing for whatever. You don't go to you go tack. So basically everything goes to the right. You never go left when you write. You just always go to the right. I don't know why. I don't think everyone does that. I think that's just a fun fact. I mean, they still do it, I guess. Don't ask me, I'm not in Korea. I also would start like this, but since we don't do the right thing, we go down, we go to the right and down and right. Right. But you go down and make 2 strokes to the right and then go down again. So it's like 1, 2. Pretty simply from going. I think everyone naturally writes it that way as well. Maybe it's just me. You could also go like this, but I think this is very natural. And I think this is the first time we go to the left because it's a circle. I don't think they can get away with it. So you will write a circle. I think nothing changed on that one. Z is going to the right, and then similar to the S sound, you go to the 3. Here, I usually would go for the lower part, but you start with the shortest one, like the shortest row, and then you go again with the longer stroke, and then you go left and right. K, you also go As expected, you go down, right, and wait, no, right, down, and then right again. And t is right, down, right. Oh wait, down, right, right. I will have messed up again. I think that was very understandable this way. If I just make sound effects, you can see my mouth, so it's all good. So for p, you go right, down, down, and right again. For the h sound, you go short, long, circle. And basically you always go like down, sideways, down, sideways, 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 down. What I also would never do, because it's very, I don't think I will write like this. I'm not sure. I would try to focus on it, just so I, in theory, do it right. But I don't know. I wonder how many people do that. I haven't checked that. So basically, you make the small one and go down, and then again smaller, smaller, down. You go under, like low, and to the right side. I know, right and left. Trust me. You also begin from the top. So here you go down, down, right. Even though right and up would be more natural, but you always go from the top to the bottom. Yeah, right and down, right, down, 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 right, down, right, right, down. Again, we start with the smaller ones, right, right, and down, down. And try. You guys still know which Hangul. I just assume you guys are, because you paid attention in the last class. Oh, I didn't have my glasses today. Well, I'm still smart without my glasses. But right, down, down, and going to the right, and down. And that's it. That's how you originally, rightly, I don't know, how you write the right Hangul traditionally, or probably it's also teached in school like that. I don't know how many people actually do it. Yeah. And I've prepared some history lesson today as well. My class is so, what is it called? It's just special. I don't want to think of the right word now. I won't think of it. Anyway, so for Hangul history, I've researched a little. It was devised in 4043, so that's when it was basically created. Korean existed before Hangul existed, but I'll talk about it. It was in the Yi dynasty, Yi, without Yin. I assume you pronounce it similar. Yi dynasty, from 1392 to 1910. Yeah, because before Korean still existed, and the Koreans obviously spoke Korean, but they used Chinese characters representing the sound of Korean. So they tried to mimic what they were saying in Korean with the Chinese characters. And the Korean scripts are written like that. And it was very complex. After all, Chinese is very complex in general. And one problem though, or like there are two problems, main problems in general, but because of the difference between Korean and Chinese, not every sound could adequately denote Korean speech. So even though you had something similar in Chinese, there was nothing really exactly the same. So that was one reason why it was invented, and the other reason was, in general, only the elite had the time to study Chinese. So only the really smart, like not smart, just rich people were able to learn Hangul and learn how to read and write. Because Chinese is just very complex and needed a lot of time, and like commoner folk obviously didn't have the time for that because they had common work to do constantly, daily. Like, you imagine, like, what are they called? I don't know. But basically, you and me didn't have time for this. Didn't have time to sit down to learn Chinese because we had work to do. So, King Sejong, that I have this lovely picture of, drawing of, are from 1397 and 1350, commissioned the invention of phonetic script. So basically, he made a commission so that Korean, like Hangul, would be invented. Now, so that's it. That's basically the Korean history part that I prepared. We can thank this guy that we have Hangul. A very, very pretty language. Not language, I mean writing style, what I would say. Also, Hangul is described as one of the most scientific alphabets ever devised. So I did pretty well, if you could say so. In general, as you guys know, or like as I teach all the letters, there are 24 letters in Hangul, which are 14 consonants, 10 vowels, 5 double consonants, and 11 This is 11? This is not right math. Well, basically 14 consonants and 10 vowels, and there are these extra 16 things. Ayo, Discord and Productions. I know you have a name, but I forgot. Or did I just call you Discord and Productions? I'm not sure. If you have a name that you would like to be called, I could... I could maybe remember it. I'm bad with this. Yeah, additionally there are double consonants and 11 diphthongs. That are the ones the book house. Right! You were there my debut stream. You introduced yourself. Right. I knew it! I remember in theory. Bird brain. I know I'm a cat girl, but I have a bird brain. Yeah. The focus are basically the vowels that are connected with each other. So, where for example, would be a diphthong. Never heard that word. It makes you sound smart, doesn't it? Yeah, and the invention of Hangul marks a major achievement in Korean history, obviously, because everyone was able to learn how to read and write. It also contributed to the highest literacy rates in the world. So Koreans are very good at reading Korean Hangul, but they're good at reading that. I assume everyone. I don't know any statistics. So, modern Korean still reflects China's influence, as roughly half Korean vocabulary consists of words derived from Chinese. So, basically, Korean still has a lot of Chinese influence, as it was originated kind of from there. But additionally, there are still Chinese words in Korean that you still write in Chinese vocabulary, where you don't use Hangul. I haven't seen one of these. I don't know when you use them, but they exist. In South Korea, you still write it in Chinese. In North Korea, everything is written in Hangul, as they ignore every other influence. For obvious reasons, if you know just a little bit of North Korea. I have prepared vocabulary. I don't know why I call it words, like a small brain, but vocabulary. It's vocabulary. I prepare vocabulary. Not very well. I assume you all can read that. 도시, city, 이름, name. 저, I and me. Formal way. I'm gonna explain more about the formal and informal kind of stuff. So just remember now, 저 is I and me, and na is also I and me, but formal and informal. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, all these words, not all of them, but a few of them we will use in the following lesson to learn sentence structure, because that's the main topic of today. So we have 남자, what is man? I do have in theory I could click on them all so you have proper pronunciation, but you just gotta believe me that you pronounce it like that. You believe me, right? I'm sure it's right. 여자 woman. 이 그 이 is this and 그 and 저 are that, but 저 is that when something is far away. But we also go to that, not really in depth, because that's just it. There's not more to it. It's just that's a fact. Gotta live with that now. And God is a thing. It means thing. Why am I? God means thing. So 이 God is this thing. 그 God that thing, and 저 God is also that thing. Just there's the difference of far away and close. Rita? Okay, I might have pronounced that wrong. I'm not. I think it was right. But let's share. 탁자 table 선생님 is what you could call me as the teacher of this class. I'm calling this a class now. I don't think if it's an actual class, but in theory, yeah, you can call me 선생님. I'm showing thumbs up, but you could just imagine me having thumbs up. Thank you. 침대 is bed and jeep is house. I have more words. Be ready. Very excited for more words. 차 is car. 사람, person. Not to be confused with 사랑. At the end, that would be love. Yeah. Tech would be book. Computer. You could guess it, maybe. It's computer. I know it was a shocker. 나무, tree or wood. sofa. 중국 is China. 일본, Japan. moon, door. 의사, doctor. 학생 is you guys. It's student. Yeah. I'm reading this, but you guys know, you guys know what it means because it's already standing there. Just act like you don't know yet, okay? There are also adverbs and other verbs. ida, to be, what we're gonna be talking about more in depth later. And simple ne as yes and ani as no. That are the words. I hope everyone was writing along. It was too quickly to write along, but just pause the video if it was too quick. Great! I already spoiled it. I prepared well this time, trust me. Not really well, but anyway. See, now it's fine. Well, greeting words are just general basic phrases you would learn in any language first. So, to say hello, you go 안녕하세요. Or it's a very formal way, but it's not not the most formal, but it's a formal way. If you were talking to a friend, you just go 안녕 without the hassle. Just so you know. But we're going to talk about conjugations in later episodes. That's also why there are so many versions of thank you. You basically have 감사합니다 or 고마워요. You see all these different 감사합니다 or 감사해요 are basically the same thank you but with different conjugation. 고마워, 고맙습니다 and 고마워요 are also different conjugation of 고마워요. But we'll go for that later. That's just so you in theory know how to say hi and thank you. If you needed that right now immediately. Just so you know. There's also 잘 지냈어요. What would be how are you? But it's not that common in Korean to say. It's also very literally like are you living well is the right translation in theory if you go very literal about it. But it's like a similar way of saying how are you. But it is not as common as the English expression of how are you. So, for example, Korean love food and love to eat, and instead of being like how are you, they might ask have you eaten yet instead. So that would be more common, but I have no translation of that yet. There's gonna be a translation of that in future episodes. And Sabalis, please. That's it. I don't have much more. I think these are just very common words that you would need any day, and often it's like doesn't really make sense to learn from the beginning because you can't really use them because the grammar in Korean is a bit difficult, but like the conjugations are mainly what is needed to use these properly, so that's why you don't get more phrases to learn at the beginning. But yeah, how about the greeting words? Yay! We're getting to the actual topic of the stream. Sentence word order. It's actually pretty easy, I would say, because our sentence, I mean, nothing is really easy, but it's just explained very easily, and I think it's very cool that it's happening. So basically, they have a sentence order of like subject, object, verb. So instead of saying I ate a hamburger or something, you would see I hamburger ate. I know that seems weird at the beginning if you only speak English or other languages, but it simplifies sentence structures, or it doesn't. I just thought it was I just thought it was cool. Whatever. The other way, you also have adjectives in Korean. Don't worry, they exist. In that case, you will go just subject adjective. I can speak. So yeah, so I beautiful. So not I am. You add the but it would be I beautiful. If you, it would kind of be I beautiful but we get there. Hang on. Trust me. We'll get there. So, personally, as I am very horrendous with grammar, and if you'd ask me what a subject is, I would not know. I wouldn't have known if I didn't learn Korean. I only know this because I learned basically. Same thing with object. I am clueless. So for you guys, if you're clueless as I am, because it's okay to be clueless. I went to the park. The I would be the subject. These are just a few examples on what a subject is in English language. So you have I, my mom would be, or like in general, my mom in Korean would be the subject, kind of, because you usually wouldn't add the my to the subject in English, but you do in Korean, I guess. The page said so. He loves me will be the he in the subject, and the dog ran fast would be the dog as subject. So it's basically new nouns, things, animals, people, anything that does something to the word. So it could also be I went to my mom, but my mom wouldn't be the subject just because she's a person, because in that case she would be the object. What we're getting to now, I forgot the clouds cleared up. The clouds is a subject. Anyway, my mom loves me. I would be the object because my mom, the subject, does something to me because she loves me. Like she does love. So that's the verb. This is not in Korean sentence. It's just so you guys have an understanding of what an object is. So the dog bit the mailman. The mailman would be the object. He ate rice. Rice object. Students study Korean the object. So what you do with a thing is the object. And as you have noticed before in the words that we learned, there are two ways of saying I or me in Korean. Na is used in informal situations, and Sourche is used for formal situations. When we get to the conjugations, there's also formal and informal conjugations of words. So when you will say something in a formal conjugation, you would use cho at the beginning. There you go. So if you would put this sentence, I went to the park, into subject, object, verb, you would go I, subject, park, object, and then went. So Korean sentence, if you were making a Korean sentence, you would go I, park, go. Kind of. I mean, that's what it is. But it isn't conjugated, so you can't, it's just go, not when. Well, conjugation on another day. Yeah. The first part. So, Korean particles. Usually not only do you use subjects and objects, but you also mark these subjects and objects. So for the subject, you have nun or un. So na is I in informal, and if I were the subject of the sentence, or if I would use I as a subject, you would go nanen. But yeah, it's placed after the subject, and they're like connected, so they're making one word. You don't go na and then nun, you go nanen. So it's like one word. So there's like nun and un, and you might be wondering why there are two versions. It's because it depends if the last syllable is a vowel or not. If it's a vowel, you add nun. So nanen, jonen would be with nun. If you were using un, it would be if a consonant is at the end. So for 집은, it would be for jip. House, by the way, if you guys paid attention. I'm sure you guys paid attention. Well, 집은 would be house as a subject, and 책, book, 책은. I'm just acting like I'm very confident that these words are translated correctly. I'm actually not. But I'm sure it's right. Sure. So that's how you basically mark the subject of the word. There's also obviously the object. That would be r and the r is very difficult to pronounce, so don't worry too much about it. I'm probably doing it wrong as well, so just so you know. It's the same way how you place the subject particles. So you place it after the word, like na. And the rules are the same as well. Ru is placed if the last syllable is a vowel. So for 나를, 저를, if I was the subject, and if a consonant is at the end, you go 을. So 집을, 책을. You understood? I'm sure. So if you were if you were using sentences and we're making sentences, you would write I speak Korean into I는 Korean speak. That's how you would make a Korean sentence in theory. So 나는 yeah. Or I like you would be I는 you'll like. We're coming to the. I mean, I'm not gonna translate it, or I'm gonna mess up. Because there's no real. Use already difficult. To say I wrote a letter, you would go I는 letter wrote. I opened the door would be I는 door opened. And my mom will make pasta as my mom pasta will make. The person that did actually brought up these examples know what you're saying. So if you're confused why it's or nun or not, it's just because they know what the translation of mom is, for example. But we don't know yet. So, next part would be to be. If you look at this, I am a man, he is, are, was, were. We have in English we have very, very many versions of to be. We don't even use to be. We use am, is, are, was, were. I mean you use it sometimes, but very rarely. Or I do. I don't know, I didn't pay attention. I don't pay attention to how often I use to be. But you get the point. So, to be is translated to 있다. And to use it in the sentence, you have noun, 는, with the adding that we had. another noun, and 있다. To be. Like I am a woman, for example, would be. I mean, we're going for I am a man. Sorry. I'm man 있다. So it's always am, I am. 있다 is always am, or they are men would be are. It's still 있다. There's no change. Everything just stays the same. What is very convenient if you ask me. Oh yeah, and to translate this, man would be 남자 as we learned before, and I 나는. So I didn't prepare that, but it would be 나는 남자 있다. Very basically. It's not actually said like that because you have to conjugate it before you actually say it. Oh wait, I did prepare it. 나는 남자 있다. I am a man. There, not proper Korean. Like I said, conjugation, but it's just so you know the basic. If you don't know the basics, you can't do the conjugation later. Additionally, there's this and that. So, yeah, basically as you learned before, E is this, and G and to are that. So basically, there's not much to it. This is E, and G is that when something is close. So if you were just have like a bottle in front of you or touch it right now, it would be good. That bottle. If the bottle would be like very far away from the other side of the street or something, you would go tall bottle. That bottle. So you have 이 사람, this person, 그 사람, and 저 사람. 그 사람, the person right next to you. 저 사람, the person on the other street. There's no definition of how far a person has to be away. No one measures that, it's just by feeling. You got this thing. You got that thing that is right beside you. 저 got that is far away. The thing that's far away. And to use that in a sentence structure, to use it with to be, and in our sentence structure that we have already learned before, that person은 doctor is. So that's how you would say that person is a doctor. So you have 그 사람은 의사 있다. That would be the sentence for that person is a doctor. We have a few more examples that use that. Hi Akito. I'm almost at the end. It's going well. I prepared late like always. But yeah, how you doing by the way? Yeah, to say that person's a teacher. 그 사람은 선생님이다. Like I said, it's not conjugated. That would be important still, but just act like this is like right for now till you learn conjugations. 이것은 각자 있다. So 그것 be this thing. The particle to make sure this is the subject of the sentence. And 각자 just the table. And 있다 is. So 이것은 각자 있다. This thing is the table. Doing great now that I'm home from work. Oh, I hope you rest a lot. And 저것은 침대 있다 would be that thing is a bed. So again, 저것 that thing to make it the subject. 침대 bed and 있다 is so yeah, that's it. And 그 사람은 남자 있다, that person is a man. Could also be 아키토인 남자 있다. So Akito is a man. Yeah, I implement the chat and showcase my Korean skills. But I'm done. These lessons are very short. I'm just preparing always one lesson from how to study Korean, what basically brings all the knowledge that I have, because that's also what I used to study it in the first place. If we get to lesson 10 or something, then I also will learn new things, and then I'm just gonna act like I know things. because for right now, I should be quite confident with what we're talking about. Usually, I'm not. I'm not going to. Actually, I'm not never confident. I know. I know. I learned this before. Actually, I'm never confident. I know nothing. But yeah, that's all I have to it. That was the Korean stream for today. I prepared twice the time of how I actually spoke. What is great. Maybe I'm gonna start preparing more beforehand. Maybe. I said that last time for sure as well. But I did get everything into this lesson that I wanted. So my goal is achieved, if you ask me. Yeah, I'm going to stream Layers of Fear in... Did I say 2 hours? Yeah, I think it's midnight for me. So in 2 hours, I'm going to stream Layers of Fear. What basically brings me just a lot of pain and fear. As this title might say, with the Layers of Fear. Yeah, that's... I'm gonna stream it in 2 hours. I have nothing to prepare for that. So I can't be late. Tomorrow... Everything is different. I'm just gonna make a new schedule for tomorrow. I'm gonna stream Minecraft at midnight. My time. I'm going to tweet about it. Okay? I'm gonna stream Minecraft at midnight. And then afterwards, I'm gonna stream Death and Taxes. Later. I'm not sure. Like 2 a.m. my time, maybe. I don't know, actually. I'm gonna figure it out. And then the next day... On Sunday, I'm just gonna stream the... I'm just gonna add the curse there at the end or at the beginning. I'm gonna check, depending on when I want to. I just want to get the good ending in the curse and maybe start the second game. Try not to play 6 hours again. I would not suggest. But I hope I see you guys in the Layers of Fear stream in 2 hours. I know everything is not on schedule. I have messed up. I forgot that I have schedule in reality as well. So, but next time I'll know and not do this again. I have training at the same time every week. I don't know why I forgot. Okay? That sounds so messy. Anyway. Bye bye! Thank you guys for watching. I have not... It was saying it here. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. There. What this says. Thank you again. I hope you learned a little. Also, the fun facts about Korean language, Hangul history was also interesting to you guys. I think it was very cool, you know. I just knew something similar to it. I'm glad that I know more details now. Or like, I'm more sure about myself. Anyway, I'm going to leave now for real. Bye, Akito. Bye, everyone else that's watching. Bye.